Greetings, this is Erodo Jumbo. In this tutorial, we're going to review the PHP web framework Phalcon. Now, before we begin, quick reminder that I do a live stream every single day. Basically, check out ojumbo.com, go to the watch menu, live sub menu, you see the topics for this and future post-dated topics. And you're free to ask any questions in the live chat about programming or lifestyle topics. And this particular live stream, as you can see here, I do have a link right to the topic of this today's tutorial in the channel, and you can log in there, then you can post your requests. Also, be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments for more frequent content. Thank you very much everybody who subscribed so far today. Just a quick reminder that tomorrow I'm going to be in Toronto, but I do have a video that should play for you guys. Hope you guys like it, and I'll be back the day after. Okay, let's get started. So Phalcon, so basically we're going to build a fast PHP application using Phalcon and MariaDB, and we're going to use podman-compose specifically. So Phalcon is open source. Actually, all of them are open source. Phalcon, MariaDB, and Podman, they're all open source. So I'm going to introduce you to Phalcon, which is a powerful framework known for its speed, and today I'll show you how to get it working with MariaDB inside a Podman container. So what is Phalcon? Phalcon is an open source PHP framework that runs as a compiled C extension. This gives it a huge performance edge over traditional PHP frameworks written entirely in PHP. So the key highlights are that it's lightning fast execution. It's a full stack MVC framework. You don't understand what MVC stands for? That's Model View Controller Framework. It's built-in ORM, router, templates, and more. Easy integration with MariaDB and other databases. Okay, so to install Phalcon with MariaDB using Podman, I'm going to do a walkthrough. So the first thing you do is you create your folder, and I'll show you what folder I created here. So this is my folder. It's just called Phalcon here, and what I did was I have a compose YAML file here. This will be for the Podman compose. You can follow along with Docker as well. The commands are exactly the same. You can just literally drop in replacement. I prefer Podman because it's rootless, meaning you don't have to become a super administrator or the root user. And inside this app folder here, I have my index.php file. So basically, what I can do with this is I can give somebody my compose file, then they will be able to replicate everything, and obviously I'll give them my index or whatever this folder app with just index.php. So this allows things to run all over the place, and people can replicate what I have pretty easily. Okay, so with that said, I do have both of them open here as well. As you can see, the YAML file here, and this is the index file. So let's go over the YAML file. So as you can see, I do have the code snippet for you. You can simply just copy this. The version is 3.8. The version really doesn't matter. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. Actually, I won't zoom in. It's probably, let me zoom in just a little bit. There we go. Okay, so you see under services, Phalcon here, and image. We grab this from, I believe this is GitHub if I'm correct. Yeah. So to grab this version, Phalcon/C Phalcon colon. For some reason you can't get the latest version. You always have to get the specific version. So at the time of this recording, the latest version was 5.9.2, and obviously the latest version of PHP that we have at the time of this recording is also PHP 8.4. The name, container name, you can put whatever you want. I just use Phalcon_app. The restart, I set it to always. Ports 8080 to 8080. That's the a non-privileged port, because I don't use that. I always use those ports for something like, say, the built-in PHP web server or Python server. So you can use any one. If I can also change these ports if I want. I don't use 80 because I do have sometimes Apache running locally. So just use the non-privileged port. The volumes. So remember we created this app folder here. So it's going to take whatever is inside this app folder and put it inside the inside the container. So that's the volume. The working folder, of course, it's /app, And then we're going to use the PHP's built-in web server, and you see that's set to 8080. That's this 8080, and this part here, the first 8080 before the colon, that's the outside port, how to connect to the server. So I set them both to be the same. Alright, and the PHP command to start the built-in web server is simply PHP space -s, capital S, space, and then 0.0.0.0 colon 8080. The 0.0, that just means it's a local host, or I could have put 127.0.0.1. You can, so for example, if this was on a live server, it wouldn't matter. It would automatically take the host's port IP address as well. And then I got the MariaDB. I could probably use the latest version. I used a specific version, 10.11. Container name, I called it Phalcon _DB. Restart always. Environment, so the MySQL _root _password, all caps, equals secret. MySQL _database equals Phalcon _DB. And the MySQL _user equals Phalcon. And then MySQL _password equals secret. The ports, I changed this slightly. So the default port is 3306 for MySQL, but the outside port I set it to 3307. I'll explain to you why in a second. So 3307 colon 3306. So the 3307, that's the how to connect to it from the outside. The reason I did that is because sometimes I do run, as I said, Apache locally, and I do have obviously a MariaDB, so I do use 3306. So if I have that running, I don't want this to interfere. That's why I chose a different port here. It won't affect the port number inside the container. And of course the volume is db_data colon slash, that's /var/lib/MySQL. And then the volumes is db_data. So that's it. When we are done here, that's the compose file. And then I'm going to run this because it might need to download some stuff. I've been running a lot of stuff with AI locally, and most of it failed. So I am not sure if it needs to download anything. Hopefully it doesn't. So when you're done, you would type podman on the command line, podman space, podman-compose, and then you can type build. But because I've already built them, I can just type up instead, and -d. -d means detach. So when I run this, oh, it's gonna pull it. Okay, so I wasn't. So it's gonna pull it anyway. Yeah, because I deleted it. So this is probably gonna. Hopefully, it doesn't take too long. And you can see it's 600. Well, yeah, it's gonna be. Let me see how big this is going to be. Let's see how big this is. Oh, let me zoom out. So, oh, it's only 99. Okay, so it's done, and it's skipped out and already exists, so that's perfectly fine. Yeah, so this should hopefully doesn't take too long. I think this is it's pulling up MariaDB. Oh yeah, because I deleted it, so it's gonna recreate all this. That's no problem. So it shouldn't take too long. We can actually wait for this to finish. So while this is running, I think I'll put it down here so I can see what's going on. I'll put this always on top. I'm on Linux, Linux by the way, so we can see what's going on here. Oh, it's done. Oh, that's perfect. It's finished. Amazing. So it's finished. It's run. That was actually pretty quick. Okay, so with that said, I can open up a browser, and before I open up the browser, we can take a look at the. This is a little bit smaller. There we go. I can open up the browser, and I want to show you. So this is the command we ran: podman-compose space up space -d lowercase d. So it actually took seconds. That's actually true. So it's basically you can go to localhost colon 8080. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open up the Chromium browser, and I'll put the Chromium browser here, and I'll just type localhost 8080. This might or might not work. Hopefully it does work. Yeah, they did work. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, so we don't need this anymore. I'll take it out of here, and you can see it grabbed this Alice and Bob. It grabbed this from the MariaDB database. Now, you guys are probably going to be wondering, hey, wait a minute. If you grabbed an empty database, why in the world is this? How did this happen? How did you get data from the database? Well, let me actually look at the. I'll explain the PHP file first so you can understand. So as you can see, we connected here. The host is DB because that's the one. Where is it here? DB. You see this one here? This is the host DB. And then the database name was Phalcon_DB. That's this one here. You see the database name, and that's the char set is set to UTF-8. That should be by default. Username and the password. As you can see this from here, from the compose file, YAML file. And then back here, and then we just do a try. You see we set up a new a PHP data object, that's PDO. You see we get the MySQL connection here, username, password, and then we set the error modes, the attribute mode, error mode, and then the error mode exception. Then we create a statement. We select the ID, name, email from users, and the users we fetch all. We use the fetch associate. Associate. I can't say that today. And then we do a catch if there's an error message, PDO exception, and then we just type. We use die and say DB error, and then we get message. And this is just simple HTML. You guys have seen this before. Just give it a title, obviously a doc type, HTML title in the head section. Put some styles. You don't need to know about the styles. You can do whatever you want. And we just use an H1 tag inside it to have user list, and we have a table, and we have the table heading where we have the ID, name, email, and then we have a for each loop. We go through users, and then we just output the ID, name, and email. And then we end the for each loop, and that's it. So let's go to the command line, because there's some things I want to show you guys, is how to connect to the database, so that if you remember the database, the port number was 337, if you remember that. So I'll show you what all that means. Actually, let me make this as big as possible. There we go. So right here on the command line, so what you do is you type podman podman space exec space -it space, and remember our name of the database, which is Phalcon_DB space MySQL space -u or -u space root, that's the user we want to connect to, and then -p. Then now we're gonna put the our password, so we can put our password here, or it'll ask us later. I'll put the password there, which is secret space, and then the database we want to connect to, which was Phalcon_DB. So if I press enter, you see now I'm logged into this particular database. Now I can prove it to you. For example, if I do select all from users, as you can see, the users, there's Alice and Bob as the names and the IDs and their email. Now, how did I create this? Basically, I said I logged in like this, and then all I did was, I will show you these two commands. I'll open these two commands. What I did is I'll do it in the, here. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Where is the, yeah, this guy I wanted. How can I collect it? Oh, because this is set always on top. I was wondering why I can't select it. It's doing crazy. Okay, so what I did was, this is the commands I ran. So you see, I created a users table with the ID, the name, and the email. You see, I set the ID to an integer, auto increment primary key, and the name was set to varchar 50, email was set to varchar 100. And then after that, I ran the insert to insert data into the database. For example, you see you insert into a name, insert into users, name, email, values, Alice, and obviously Bob. Now I could add more people here, and I'll give you an example. So I'm going to take this one. I'll say John, and this will be John at email.com, and I'm going to also add what's another name I can use? Oh, I'll use mine, Edward, and I'll type this as Edward. Okay, so I'm going to copy this just to show you that this works, and I go back to the command line here, and I'm going to hit paste. You see, 2 more rows have been added, and I can prove this to you by select. You see, 2 more. Before it was only 2, now we have 4. So then after that, you just type exit, and you see it's by. Now if we go back here and refresh this one, you should have now 3 and 4. Ta-da! You see, now there's more records. So that's how I was able to create those users into the database. And then you see, now you can grab the data from the database, and here it is as a users list. So that's a container, and you see how fast this is. I don't have any speed tests, but I think I might do that. If you guys want me to do this again, I can run it. I can compare it to other frameworks, but I can tell you it's really fast, as you guys can see. Like, I'm doing this real time, and you see, even just installing it, it was really fast. Now think about it. Most of the time we've installed the other frameworks, we use something like Composer or Download, and you see how slow that was, and look how fast this was too. And it downloaded probably way more things than the other one, and it was still much faster. So there we go. So one thing I always get annoyed with is when people do this type of tutorials is that they don't show you how to remove things, but I'm going to show you bonus how to remove things when you're done. So I don't need this anymore, so I'm going to get rid of that. So remember, we're outside the container. So what you do is you just type podman-compose, and you type down. That's it, down. And when you type down, it's going to remove it's going to stop all the containers and images. You see that? It killed them, it stopped them, and proof that nothing is working, if I type podman space ps -a, you see there are no containers running, everything, it already stopped them. Okay, so that's basically it. So let's finish up here. Go back to the article. As you can see, there are screenshots I took of the YAML file, and the screenshots I took of the index.php file inside the app folder. In case you don't remember, this is the YAML file. You can also use Docker if you prefer Docker, and then inside my app folder I have the index.php, and those are the files which I've opened up in here. You see, this is the YAML file, and this is the index.php file. And this code snippet I showed here how to create table, this is when you entered the MySQL, sorry, not MySQL, MariaDB database. You can also use MySQL if you prefer that. And now I know some of you might have to use, especially if it's in an institution, it might be a legacy program where you're running, say, MySQL. So that's fine. You can use MySQL instead, or you can use Docker as well. That's fine. Okay, as you can see here, this is a screenshot of the command line when I run the compose, podman-compose space up -d, and then after that you saw here was the original user list without any styling, and then after I added styling. Okay, so, and this is the live stream we're watching right now. So as you can see, it's live. You guys are watching right now. Okay, so let's finish this up. If you want to learn more about PHP, if you're starting out and looking to boost your PHP scripts, I've created several resources tailored to learners at all levels. For example, I have the Learning PHP ebook, which is available on Amazon. I have the link here. The links are also in the description. It's an easy to follow PHP guide, perfect for beginners and self-learners. I also have a Learning PHP online course available on jumboshop.com. The links are also in the description, or in the article, of course. It includes lessons, exercise, and real-world PHP coding examples, ideal for students and career switchers. I provide one-on-one programming tutorials. If you need help on a project or want private instruction, you can contact me directly for customized PHP coaching. The links are also in the description. It's basically just ojambo.com/contact. And then let's wrap this up. So Phalcon is a smart choice if you're building modern, fast PHP applications combined with Podman and MariaDB. It creates a lightweight, containerized development workflow that's easy to replicate and scale. Try the steps above and let me know how it goes. If you need help, drop a comment or reach out. I'm here to help you learn and grow as a developer. Happy coding. All right, quick reminder that I do a live stream every single day. You simply visit ojambo.com, you go to the watch menu and the live sub menu, then you can see the topics for upcoming live streams. And for the days I'm not here, for example like tomorrow, I do have a video that should play for you guys. Hope you like it. Okay, with that said, also be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments for more frequent content. Again, I'd like to thank everybody who subscribed so far this month. Keep it up. Thank you very much. It helps me know that you guys like the content, and helps me motivate me to put out more content like this. And also I'm going to check the live stream to see if there's any live chats. I don't see any, so I'm going to end this live stream now, and I'll see you guys in 2 days. Be sure to watch my video tomorrow. I think you guys will like it. It's about public domain licenses. Thank you. See you guys in 2 days, and have a great day.